Hey everybody, we'd like to promote Xang Yang, director of Beyond. Watch his film wherever he goes, and hope you enjoy this podcast. Hey everyone, this is George Saldana, and this is a new addition to TV Tuesdays. We're here in Sacramento, California. Shout out to all the cities in California, because California is my home. Shout out to all the cities here in USA and the countries here around the world here in this podcast. TV Tuesdays, this podcast segment is solely on television programming, news, TV shows, animes, etc. And we'll just talk about them. Here with me at this time is one and only Xang Yang. How you doing, man?
Hey, man. It's going good. How about you?
Good. We're about to talk about Family Guy.
Oh, I love Family Guy.
Well, okay, so when was the first time you actually saw Family Guy?
I want to say, middle school and,
Middle school?
7th grade.
I was one of those people who actually saw the pilot.
How was it? I don't remember watching the pilot.
I was with my brother and my sister in the room back when I lived in Salinas in this little apartment, and we were watching that 70s show. It was red hot back then in '99, and I remember after the show ended, they were announcing about Family Guy, and I was like, well, it's Family Guy. So then when we saw that, I laughed 2-3 times. As a kid, I didn't understand some of the jokes, but some of the animation made me laugh, and I thought it was okay. But eventually I stopped watching less and less, started watching more of Digimon and Pokemon and all that, but eventually we find out that it got canceled twice. But yeah, eventually I, in my mid-teens, I started watching it more and more and more, and then even through high school now, I sort of appreciate the show now, even though not many people will agree with that. Not many people will agree that this show is enjoyable. At first I was anti-Family Guy at first, but eventually, because my brother, he's not a big fan of Family Guy, but I keep telling him that some episodes are actually good.
Can I chime in? Yeah. I thought the opposite. At first, I really liked they're really older stuff, but now I feel like they've digressed into what they used to be. They used to be a lot funnier and a lot more witty about their jokes. But I feel like now it's all political agendas, and now it's all who's hot, who's not, and making fun of that.
Oh yeah.
I feel like way back then their jokes were more witty, more humorous, more in depth.
Yeah. Right now it's bad. Most of it's bad. I'm not even bothering watching the new season, but thank God to Netflix, I can actually see the past episodes of Family Guy, and I'm like, man, these were actually good. Some of them dragged on and didn't make sense, or were just dumb. The jokes weren't as good as the other episodes or even the old ones. But yeah, where were you at the time when you saw the first Family Guy episode?
I don't know. I think I was just watching TV, Adult Swim, around 10 p.m. and an episode came on and I just laughed. I was like, this is pretty funny. It was one of those stupid jokes, and it was just I remember the Stewie character, he just laughed on and on and on, and I don't know why, but it's funny. See, that's what caught me, it's that kind of humor.
Yeah. Let's see. It's 4 years from now. It's gonna be 20 years since the pilot. Right now it's 16 years. It's crazy just thinking about it, because I wasn't one of those fans who said bring Family Guy back, because I didn't really care, but it was a good thing they actually brought it back, because it was red hot for mid 2000s to all the way to 2008, 2009, because by that time it started changing, even though I didn't know what it was, but its humor started changing. It was it has a little bit of an edge nowadays, but not as much edge as it had before. For example, when Quagmire went on the most popular chick, she knocked out and then he just went on top of her.
Oh yeah,
it was Peter.
Are you talking about the scene where he finds the cheerleader high schooler in the bathroom, and the very rapey
Dear
scene?
Diary.
Yeah. See, I thought that was very rapey, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, most of the early ones were really edgy and no consequences, and it was pretty funny. And now it's
you know what though? Compared to every other TV sitcoms today, it's not doing bad. Compared to Simpsons or South Park or any other American Dad or even the Cleveland Show. It's not doing bad. It's actually one of the better ones.
I'm glad Cleveland Show's gone.
Yeah, I'm glad too. I see no reason for that show to exist.
That show was horrible. Even though they do reruns nowadays, I still watch regular TV at times at night when I'm bored, and they usually put Cleveland Show like at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I swear to God, I try to change the channel, but there's nothing on, so I have to watch that show, and it's so stereotypic, but it's a good thing it's gone. Like Family Guy's much better than that. Like it's much better quality, better humor. I believe better humor than Cleveland Show had, and Cleveland was sort of out of character.
Yeah, I mean, like he meant something. Like I know he was like the token to the group, you know, the black dude to the friendship. But I mean, his character added depth to like the friendship, like quadruple, if you can say. But I mean, like he shouldn't deserve his own show because his character wasn't funny. It wasn't like very well developed.
Well, who was your least favorite character?
I'd say Cleveland because he's pretty dull. See, because everybody else they have their own thing, like they're interesting to their own like degree, you know. Because Joe, he's paraplegic, he's handicapped, he's a cop, you know, he's a hero. And Quagmire, he's one of the most interesting characters on the show because like as the seasons go on, you find out more and more about him. Like he's pretty like deep, you know, like his backstory is pretty deep. He's pretty interesting. He's a pilot. Like you learn more about his fears and like why he is who he is, you know. And I think that's interesting, you know, character development.
Yeah, totally. Like my least favorite character is Brian Griffin. Like,
dude, I love him.
I hate him
just because like how I am. I think even though like I don't agree with a lot of what he says, like I think I relate more towards Brian Griffin than anybody else in the show, because he's very intelligent. He questions things and like even though they're really stupid.
Yeah,
he's pretty intelligent.
I just hated the fact that he I think Quagmire said it the most, like the best time. Like he just bashed on him all the things that I was thinking. Like he was like a douchebag, and he thought he was like the best writer, and and like he thought he was better than everybody, even though he's a dog.
But that's also the catch, though. He's a dog, so he's got to strive to be better than like a person, you know, because he's a dog. He can't. People look at him and like people think he's just a dog. He can't be any good, you know. But he's got to rise above the occasion, you know. And then I think that's pretty clever.
That the way you said it made it better. But like my second least favorite character is Lois.
Lois. But she's like the wife you can relate to, you know, like the one who keeps you level with the one who's like.
She's a whore, actually.
She's kind of a bitch, but you know.
There was one instance of an episode where I remember that I actually laughed so hard. It was when I forgot what episode, but it was like episode 10 or 11 or 12 where Lois was like just started laughing hell hard to a joke, but she kept making that same laugh, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was hilarious. Yeah, like let me give you some the facts about Family Guy right here.
Oh, just one off the top of my head. Like I remember reading like something about like how it wasn't like it was his idea, but like Seth, the creator, like he built Family Guy off of like this structure of another existing TV show at the time. Like him and like two other people, they like I don't want to say they stole it, but like they took like the story of another show and like made it Family Guy, you know.
What do you think of Adam West?
He's really stupid, but I feel like that's like a times thing, you know. Like I don't know much about like who Adam West was, because I know the character in the show, he's actually based on the real life Adam West. Yeah. But yeah, he's really stupid. I'd say he's probably one of the stupidest character on the show, but he's pretty funny.
I like when he kills a Noid. The Noid just comes out of nowhere, tries to steal his pizza, and he ends up killing him.
See, mine was like the last episode I saw with him was like pretty far back, but it's the one with like the bird. He crawls onto a nest and he's all like, "I'm home now." Like you get a shot of the desk and it's the bird. Yeah. So they're like they've traded places. Like I found that pretty funny and stupid.
We'll get back to a little bit of characters, but I want to share some facts about Family Guy, the show. Apparently, Chris's voice was based on Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. What do you think of that?
I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting. That's why there was that scene of him like in the I don't know. I don't remember which episode, but it's the one where like he did the Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. The cameo, the reference, whatever.
Would you do me?
Yeah, and it's got the same music playing in the background.
Yeah, I remember seeing that episode. It was a bit disturbing, but this fact sort of makes sense. The other one, it's Peter Griffin and Brian Stan from McFarlane's 1997 Cartoon Network show Larry and Steve. You ever heard of that show?
I've heard of it, but like I haven't actually seen it.
Here's a picture of it. You see the similarity, sort of like it's on YouTube where it's the same voice. Like the dog is Peter, and then Peter Griffin's voice is, and then the old man.
Nice.
And then the other one would be Family Guy was first animated program since the Flintstones to be nominated for an outstanding comedy series at the Emmys. I think that was like 2009 when that happened.
Wow.
But it hasn't been nominated since. But like, well, not as much.
But it's got one though, it's got one, so that's good.
It's known for at least it's known for like as close as Flintstones.
I mean, like, how well is that though compared to like other cartoon series?
Yeah.
Or shows?
I think it's primetime though. That's what I think. That's why it's known for number 2, because Flintstones was primetime for the first cartoon primetime, and then this is the second, which is a good achievement. Like it'll be in the record books for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually there'll be a third, but I don't know what. Yeah, it was nominated in 2009. Also, another one says that the guy who always calls Peter a big fat phony was credited as Holden Caulfield, after the main character of Catcher in the Rye.
That's pretty funny because like we really only see him in like one episode. We really only remember him in one episode. It's the one in like he's in the supermarket, he plays the piano, and like he's got like the autoplay thing going on, and like the dude behind him is like, "You're not playing. You're not really playing. You're a phony. You're a big fat phony."
Yeah, there's a song that I actually have that they sampled that, like, "You're a big fat phony." Mm-hmm. And but it's crazy how even in the music they actually use Family Guy for this. Just choose your music and use a bit of that humor. The other one is a Family Guy theme song pays tribute to All in the Family. You ever seen that show?
I've seen one.
McFarlane revealed it in a commentary that he loved the sitcom and wanted to pay homage to the series. If you notice, in the intro of the show, both Peter and Lois are in the piano, just singing.
Well, see, when I first saw that, I thought that was actually like an homage to like all of the like 60s and 70s sitcom, because like it's very cliche.
Yeah.
In and of itself,
I'm sure you heard about Seth MacFarlane and the 9/11 stuff, right?
Oh yeah, he was supposed to be like in one of the Twin Towers, but.
Yeah, so Seth MacFarlane 9/11, he was supposed to be in the first plane, and he eventually, every time people will ask him on talk shows, so like eventually he will like open up and tell the story. That's crazy though, huh? Like him and Mark Wahlberg were supposed to be in that plane.
Like, what are the odds,
Luck, I guess. It's all luck. Unless it's they think of, it's all up in the point of view of people. Family Guy has been named the worst TV show of the week 44 times by Parents Television Council.
That's funny. Because actually, like, yeah, Family Guy is very it's very anti-family.
Now that I think about it, that's probably how my mentality was when I was, like, watching it. Like, I was pro Simpsons. I was a Simpsons guy. I still am, sort of. I'm not a big fan of the episodes now. I've seen them.
But one thing I will give the Simpsons though is like their excellent use in like referencing just satire and like political agendas, because like they know how to use them well.
And I'll tell you this, like Simpsons is better than Family Guy for a few reasons. One big reason is they never got canceled.
No.
They were a household name for 2 decades. And I mean, not to dig any further for Family Guy, like not to bury them, but like Family Guy just couldn't hang with them. But now eventually did the crossovers, and it did get better, but now it's like on a ledge, I believe.
See, my opinion was like, because like I'm not sure if the Simpsons have actually been confirmed to be canceled, but like the Simpsons, it's like a very long It's a story-driven TV show, you know, because like it's not like Family Guy where like at the end of the day, whatever happened just kind of like erases, you know. They have an actual story arc where like something happens to affect the story and like the character, you know. It affects the family, not as like Family Guy where something happens and like at the end of the day it just resets and the next episode you forget about it, you know.
Yeah.
In The Simpsons, like when something comes along, it actually changes the story and like changes the characters to a way where like it takes the story down to like a different path, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, with something like that, it's got to have an end, you know, because like it can't go any other way, you know.
But yeah, another Family Guy fact: Lois was originally blonde.
I don't know, like I kind of like her more as a redhead.
Yeah, she looks way better.
It's more feisty on a woman.
And then I think you've seen this in an episode where Quagmire has stated that he was 66 years old.
I don't remember that actually.
I guess that was a secret.
Well, he is partially Japanese.
It ages pretty.
So, yeah,
ages pretty good.
They don't age, or they age really well, but
The fountain of youth. That like, I thought
you could see that.
Yeah.
It's eating nice every day.
Yeah, the proteins, man.
Also another one is that Stewie's exactly 1 3/4 years old.
We're also gay.
That's okay. We'll talk. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes about Stewie, because I have a lot to say about Stewie.
It's interesting how his character has developed.
Yeah.
Years, like before, they just kind of hinted at it, but now it's like full on. But yeah.
Let's see if I get 2 more.
We'll just search for Lois being blonde, and all I'm finding is Lois porn. I can't find a picture of her blonde. I'm just finding porn.
Peter changed his Meg's full name to Megan to Megatron.
Yeah.
That was a funny one.
I remember that.
And then there's another one that says Bonnie was pregnant for 7 years.
Yeah, she's still pregnant, I think.
I
think she's not pregnant anymore. Is she?
And then it also says it takes a full year for one episode to get on air.
That's crazy.
What the heck? That's crazy.
But you know what's still pretty interesting though, like how they're able to get like A-list stars to be on this show for so long, you know. Like I know her name. What's her name? She's from the '70s show.
That's Mila Kunis.
Yeah, Mila Kunis and like even Seth Green, and you know, that's crazy. For 12 years.
Heck yeah.
How were they able to like remain attached, you know?
I don't know, like I guess it has to do with the creative team. They keep it, I guess, fresh, I quote. And one more fact to add, the franchise is worth $2 billion.
That's crazy.
$2 billion is crazy. Imagine $2 billion. I think, but of course, I think since it's worth more. But anyways, that's still a lot of money. Still a lot of money for what it did and how it got canceled twice.
For a TV show.
Oh, God. And then let's get to Stewie.
Everybody knows.
What happened to Stewie Griffin?
Did he actually, was there actually an episode where he actually came out? Or?
I don't know. Like, eventually, after it got re-aired, like, in the original 3 seasons or 2, like, he was, like, trying to kill his mom and, like, that was okay.
I guess you can say that was, like, a, indie now, like, pent-up anger kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, thinking back, but...
And it wasn't, nothing was, like...
Because...
Nothing wrong.
Now that we've seen that, you know, like, he's kind of been less and less... There's been less and less anger towards Lois, you know? Yeah. And more towards, like, the acceptable, like, this is who I am, you know?
And then eventually, when they re-aired everything again and they started doing more seasons, they started hinting more of Stewie being gay. And
well, when did it first like strike, like to you that like maybe he is gay?
I think it was. I think it was where there's 2 of them. There's two scenes where Stewie, where there was hints where he was gay. One was where Peter was horse breeding, and there was a horse sperm in bottles of milk, and he was like, guys, some of these might not be milk. They might be horse sperm. I'm a horse breeder now. And then Stewie is like with the cup with the spoonful of
He's still
either horse sperm or milk, but he does it slowly. He drinks it or eats
See, but
it
that
slowly.
doesn't strike as like being homosexual though.
You know, like he just like
He likes it, but
you know.
but it's not human, so it's not like homosexual. Whereas to like loving animals, you know. But see, for me, it was like the one episode where he finds out he was dying because of like skin cancer disease, and like he makes Brian go on like a bunch of adventures with him. Like at the end, they're dancing to like this really slow dance, and like
I remember.
he whispers to Brian like "I love you." Then like
Oh,
Brian
yeah.
goes, "What?" He's like, "Olive juice."
Oh,
Something.
another
See,
one
that's the episode where it's like where it struck me like maybe he is gay.
to me also was another one where he's eating a banana. Is like, aren't you gonna cut it off for me? And then he puts it in his throat. Is like, oh, hello.
that one too.
That one, and then eventually got more and more clear when he started dressing up as a chick.
Oh yeah, he enters the beauty pageant.
Oh yeah, when they go to Texas. Yeah, one like that those sorts, and also when they go do time travel. When they do time travel, they go to love it, and then Stewie goes love it when there's like a bunch of gay guys with balloons and rainbows and stuff. It's like love it.
Yeah.
I didn't like Stewie's change of character,
But there is also that episode where like he gets the little girl, like they start dating. I don't remember what her name was, like maybe Julian or something. But they do start dating like for a bit.
it was a dude.
No, it wasn't a dude. It was like a girl, the little girl.
Olivia.
Olivia, yeah, something like that. They do start dating for like a while, but
Yeah, like I don't know. Either he's probably bi,
he's probably not gay. Like
cause he did like Joe's baby daughter,
the daughter,
and he started writing. That's one of my favorite
She
episodes.
kicks his ass.
actually. And he's-
Yeah, she puts him in his place.
Well, yeah, I guess I think I've heard it somewhere where they said that they didn't like Stewie just like taking over the world and just killing Lois. So I guess they give him an
Yeah,
identity.
but I mean, I like that though, you know, because like he's not just like one dimensional, you know, like he's got things about him, you know, that makes him not completely.
It makes him stand out, right?
Yeah, because you can't figure him out, you know. That's makes you question things.
Well, I'm used to the Stewie now. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, at first, growing up, I was like, what's this? Like, I miss the Stewie that they used to try to kill Lois, but now he's like curious. So now I don't really care. But, like, at first, as a fan, when I was watching it, I was like, change him back. But now I'm like, I'm okay with that. I don't care.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like, it's more of like the jokes than anything. Like, he's still pretty funny.
Yeah, he's still a funny character.
It's when they take away the jokes, you know, that makes him him.
I love the episodes where it's always my favorite episodes out of the whole series are always the ones when they go time travel or they go to these trips when it's just Stewie and Brian Griffin.
Oh yeah, the
Those
German.
are one of my favorites.
They see Hitler and like.
They go back in time. They go different dimensions. They go to Brian goes to see his dead mom,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to go from Texas to Rhode Island. Just those kind of episodes where they have the little journeys. Not so much when Peter does it. I don't know why.
Peter, he's not very funny. Well, the thing is, like Stewie, he's like the embodiment of darkness. You know, the darkness in the show. Like he's the one who carries like the dark themes. Without that, Family Guy wouldn't be Family Guy. You know.
There was actually one episode that actually scared that sort of was freaked me out. Not scared me, but it freaked me out. It was when they created an evil Stewie. You ever seen that?
I don't think I remember that one.
They made an evil Stewie,
Oh.
and he ends up beating up everybody.
I think I remember that one. The one where like they cloned himself and like he's like his slave or something, and then like he goes bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. The way they drew him and the way he looked evil, like the way he looked at the people, the evil Stewie, that sort of freaked me out. But now, the more I see it, it's not as freaky as it used to be when I first saw it. But man,
See, mine was like the Poltergeist. The Poltergeist episode, the one where like they're digging like a pool or something in the backyard, and like Peter finds like this skull on the ground, and like he picks it up and like uses it as like a pee cup, and then like turns out the skull is like it brings like a poltergeist to the house and like it haunts the place, and then like they start freaking out and like shit starts happening. See, that episode scared me because like that was like the first time you actually see them in like real danger, you know, because like that's something new that we've never really actually seen before. Them all in like real danger of like something more than they could control, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was pretty scary, you know, like the fear that like maybe something bad could happen.
What'd you think about Meg in general?
Meg, I have like a lot of opinions about her, but like I think she's your average teenage girl who doesn't really like fit in or like tries to be special in her own way, you know. She's almost like a cliche of her, like the average
girl.
Yeah, the average girl, you know.
I remember it was an episode intro where the characters are like superheroes and Meg is just
she can grow her fingernails.
Oh yeah, her fingernails. That was I hate that. I like how they exploited her like that, but eventually I felt that she needed more screen time, I believe.
See, I just feel like she needs more passion, you know, because like even when you do get the episodes that are solely about her, like it's really bad, like it's bad for her, you know, because like you get the one where like she becomes obsessive about or towards Brian, you know. Then like that's just really like really weird, you know.
Yeah.
That's not her, you know, that's not Meg.
You know what they should do? They should do an episode where it's role reversal, like Meg is the popular one.
They did?
They did?
There's the one where like she goes to like the mall and gets like a makeover and she becomes really pretty and like they go on like a road trip and like she becomes like a pop singer or something.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. But like maybe not even that. Maybe if what if like if Meg actually changed brains to with Lois, like what if they switch brains? Like that would actually be interesting. Like she has to like connect with Peter and then Lois has to like connect with school again.
I feel like I have seen that. They change bodies.
Freaky Family Guy. It's like Freaky Friday.
They should do it. Like,
you know, I'm not sure if they've done this before. Like, but you know, Simpsons, how they have like the Halloween Fest thing. Yeah, they should do that. You know, just like of horror and like.
I think they tried a couple times, but I believe they failed.
The one where they really tried was again the Poltergeist episode. Yeah. You know.
Well, I guess we'll do that for another day, but. Yeah, what do you think overall of the show?
I think it used to be funny, but I'm not a fan right now. If they get funnier, maybe, but I don't know. I'll still watch it, but I mean, like I don't watch it religiously.
Yeah, I'll watch it whenever it's available.
Because you know, see, my thing is like every show's gotta like change over time, you know, because like nowadays there's so much. We are saturated by like a lot of good TV shows, you know, and, like every show's gotta like step up their game, you know, to keep on that part of level, you know, like now we have Rick and Morty, regular show and all that, like, you know, we can't now. Family Guy is like it's in the past, you know, like their jokes, like they need to up their.
They gotta step up their game.
Yeah.
I feel they're still trying to do their old ways, like they're trying to air new episodes on Fox 40, not just Fox 40, just Fox in general. They're trying to air new episodes, even though not many people are really watching TV. You know, like I don't watch their episodes or any other episode on Sunday anymore. I'm usually playing games, or I'm usually at the computer actually, or even at the computer just doing something. You know.
I think the new way to do it is like either through social media or streaming. You know, because like that's how Rick and Morty that's how they picked up their viewers so quickly, because they released their entire first like 2 episodes on YouTube and like people just fell in love with it, you know, because it's so funny, it's so new age, and like it's so clever for its time, and like that's how people were able to watch it for free, you know. That's why people like picked up on it.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of the crossover.
You know, like every now and then they make funny crossovers. Like I saw the crossover of The Simpsons and Family Guy recently, and like I thought it was pretty funny, but like for a crossover, it wasn't the funniest I've seen.
I agree. I was disappointed. I thought it was more of a Family Guy episode than a Simpsons. Like it was uneven, I felt.
Right. It was like Family Guy.
The jokes were Family Guy-ish.
Yeah, there were two imagine Family Guy and Springfield, you know.
I actually liked the Futurama Simpsons crossover better.
Yeah. And even when they do meet, you know, the family, it's very expositional. Like, hey, it's like sort of a way to explain each other, you know, like the whole meaning behind Duff versus like.
It's just as bad as the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour.
Yeah.
True.
But I would say like one of the best crossovers I've seen is like the Jimmy Neutron meets the Fairly Odd Parents, I think.
That's what we just.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
That's what.
I thought I liked it. You know, like I saw it when I was like 10 and I was like, dude, this is pretty clever.
They should. Well, they need. If Family Guy ever does a crossover, which I hope they don't, they should do it right. Not like they did with The Simpsons. Like, it was okay, but it wasn't great. You know.
Right.
So yeah, how would you grade this show?
I rate it like. Now,
Yeah,
I rate it like
just in general.
in general like 6.5 out of 10 maybe.
6.5. I give it a B just because I still watch the older ones. In general, I give it I still give it a B. Like, it's enjoyable just if you want to kill time, or it's enjoyable if you're trying to go to sleep. I usually do that when I go to sleep. Yeah, like I'm not a huge fan, but I enjoy their show. That's how I look about the whole show in general. It's like, I was a fan, like a huge fan growing up, but then disappointed. Then I give it a chance, and then I'm in that level where I'm like, okay, I enjoy your show. I appreciate what you've done to the TV industry, but that's about it. Like, I'll just watch you when it's needed.
When you need some humor.
Yeah, even if it's random most of the time. Well, that's it for TV Tuesday. We talked about Family Guy. Thanks, Xang, for this. It was a good conversation here. And that's it for TV Tuesday podcast. We'll see you next week.